Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. Welcome to the second part of our farming mini-series which we're doing this weekend. So in the first video, which I'll link in the corner of this video as well, we go through our herb run setup as well as what we sort of take for every kind of farm run as well. Now this will cover items in the inventory as well as the equipment slots, which we're going to be using the same equipment slots for this video. If you haven't watched it, go and check that one out first and then go and follow this one as well. Now traditionally, I would follow this run straight off the back of doing the herb run because I'd still have a few things active in forms of a Juju farming potion, as well as the green fingers aura, which is going to be the important thing because the green fingers aura is going to be able to affect everything we're going to go and get here. Now this is an additional run you can do for a couple of extra mil, and it's going to take probably another 15 minutes on top of your herb run, which can be a little bit much if you're going to look to do this during every herb run. It's not something I'd recommend. It's not everything will grow. This is probably one I'd probably do twice a day at max. Now, if you guys are enjoying the videos, please make sure to leave me a like on the channel. Subscribe if you're brand new. We are still trying to push for the February subathon this month. And if you've got any sort of ideas of content you guys want to see, or if I've missed anything off in terms of efficiency for my herb runs, or this video as well, drop in the comments. Let's help everyone out who's probably looking to go and try this, and some tips as well to help me out as well. So thank you guys so much for that. Again, the comment section really does help out to support my videos and also correct certain things if I do say something wrong, because it does happen every now and then. Now, in terms of what we've got, the exact same equipment as what we had in the previous episode, and we're going to be using the green fingers aura. Normally, the 20 minutes from green fingers is more than enough to cover everything which we need, but just for now, because I've been recording and I've been sort of talking over stuff, I've kind of run out of time, so I've had to reset it. But pretty much farming outfit and all the other stuff as well. Now, in terms of the inventory, we do have some different items, and I'm just going to talk from really quick. We're still going to use the Dwarven Harvester because a lot of this is very high valued stuff. There's some stuff you can skip out on and not use it for, so if I'm going to bank it, I'll just make sure to let you guys know. In terms of the items though, we have the Grapevine seeds, the godly ones, because we're going to grow the godly grapes. These are going to be exceptional profit. The godly grapevines are at a price of 1.9k, and literally one Sour Diamond grape is going to be 30,000 coins, so you're going to make money very quick. We're going to go and do some Juju herbs, and we've got Samden for this one. Eugene, or Eugene as I call it, is also very good as well. Those are the two I kind of stick with. Samden is going to be for the mining potions, and Eugene will be for the farming potions. Still very good. I have the liquid patch bombs, and these are sheerly for convenience and speed for me to show you guys in the video without having to make it like a 40-minute video to edit down. These are very expensive. They're 140,000 coins each. They instantly harvest any patch you put it on, but I wouldn't recommend because basically it's going to eat in your profits. Just do it normally and take a little bit longer in terms of the run. Fairy ring, because I'm not going to lie, I've not done this farm run for a little while, so we'll be working it out as and when we're doing it. So the fairy ring is just in case I need any form of teleports. Mochella mushrooms, because there's going to be some mushroom patches we're going to do. We're going to use another dose of the Juju farming potion for the Juju herbs as well. Now, normally with my herb farm, I would have enough time to go and do the 2 patches, but because I've reset, I haven't, so that's why that's there. Normally you won't need it. Teleport passage just to get around the game, and we're also going to have a Warpatinga pouch and a giant end pouch. These aren't necessary, but what they're going to do is give us the ability to get extra resources. So the end is going to give us 50% chance to find an extra item from fruit trees, bushes, nightshades and cacti, and the Warpatinga will give us the ability to get double XP in yield when harvesting from bushes as well. But this is going to be a mammoth run. Like, I'm going to pre-warn you guys now, this is why I talk so much about the equipment in the first video, because we're going to go and go for a serious one. So I'm going to try and be as quick as possible. The good thing is as well is that with the time on the aura, that's going to give us a bit of an idea on how long it's going to take. And yeah, so we're going to go and get started. Now, the first thing I go and get started with is going to be the godly grapevine. So the first one I'm going to go to is Varrock, because it's just south of the lodestone and just sort of like southeast of the Champions Guild. And if you're going to take one method from all the things I'm going to show you in this video, godly grapevines are incredible profit. They are so good. You do need level 92 farming to be able to go and do it, but they're just something I would recommend for anyone to do. Now, what I will do towards the end of the episode, I'll work out how much profit we've made from these godly grapevines. Because you have to turn them into wines yourself, they're a little bit annoying to work out like what kind of price they are, but that is the first one, simply just southeast of the Champions Guild and south of the Varrock lodestone. The other one is going to be slightly north of the Sears lodestone. There is a patch on Intrana, but in my opinion, it's not worth doing because you're going to have to basically bank all your stuff, and it just makes things a little bit annoying, and it's not really that worth it in my opinion. You could use something like a Wicked Hood to the Lore Teleport for it to be worthwhile, but I just think it's just going to hinder us and take us a little bit longer than what it's needed. So just going to do the 3 Grapevine patches, and I'm going to use the bomb vials on these. don't use the plant bomb vials. They're just so expensive for what they are. Just simply going back and forth for leprechauns, it's just so much easier as well. And especially if you've got the 120 farming cape, you have a chance of procking and just noting all the stuff anyway. I'm just trying to show this just so I don't have to edit the longest video in the world, because again, that's just annoying for me. I'm just doing it for ease of me, but I am throwing away money here, which really farming, the main gain, and this is what I kind of do this run for, is to actually make profit more than anything. So there we go. All of the grapevines are now done. Pretty decent in terms of that haul. When you think that we've got 33 sorry grapevines, which I'd work off sort of 30k each, that's nearly a mil just from those, and we've not spent a mil in terms of that. Now, if you have the ability to use the Master Farming Helm, you can now go to Herbal Habitat. You might need to buy a Juju Spirit Bag or use the actual mask, but this is going to take us to Herbal Habitat. Now, Herbal Habitat has 2 herb farming plots, which we're going to go and use. Now, this is also very similar to the grapes. You're going to have to turn the herbs into unfinished potions to be able to sell them. You can make a lot of profit from them, though. These quite commonly outperform the standard herbs which we use in the game now. So in terms of that patch, we have just gotten 92 Juju herbs, and normally for Samden, they'll sell around 20k each. So that's 1.8 mil we've just made from that one patch. And this is why, like, Juju potions, whether it's farming or doing herb lore, just makes so much profit. And again, you'll notice that so many things we do in this sort of herb run itself makes so much cash. So for video 1, you just need to go and climb over this vine. And then what I'm going to do after this, I'm actually going to bank the harvester. And what we're going to do, although it's going to be really good GP anyway, it's not quite worth the harvester. The harvester I would kind of keep for the Juju herbs, the grapevines, as well as normal herbs as well. That's where the value really shines. But for now, the rest of what we're going to do in this video doesn't really need it. So we're going to go and bank that. We're going to go and bank the no, we're going to keep them in the info actually, because I think we'll be okay. But I'm going to go and I'm going to bank the seeds just so we've got a little bit of inventory space as well, and also the patch bombs, because we're now at a point where the patch bombs just isn't worth it. So the next one we're going to look at is going to be mushrooms. So mushrooms go under radar, but Morcello mushrooms still sell for around 7,000 to 8,000 coins each, and can be an exceptional way to make some cash. Now, with certain diaries, you can go and get double harvest, which I think is what we're going to get in Mauritania. I'm not sure about the other patches, but we'll remind myself when we get there if we're going to get double mushrooms or not. Now, with mushrooms especially, you can get some of the player-owned farm animals from this. You can get some of the zygomites, which can actually sell for like an additional 200k each. So a really good way actually to make a little bit of extra cash is if you get lucky and get some of the zygomites as well. So this is pretty decent. The price of the Morcello mushroom in a minute is going to come at 9,000 coins actually, so even more. And as you can see there, we've just got a Gloom Shroom Zygomite just from simply doing this run, and that's another 170k on top of that as well. Really nice. But the mushroom spores have never been expensive. They're going to come in a price of 140 GP each. We've just got 19 there, so we made nearly like 200k. Tyrant is the next one, so we're going to go and teleport here. You can also use the quiver from the achievement diary if you wanted to go directly to the mushroom patch, but it really isn't that far away. So what from the lodestone, if you just simply go west, go through these trees, and it's just there, a little bit southwest. Now mine haven't been done in this patch, which is quite annoying, but we'll just skip it, just showing you guys what to do in terms of the run anyway. And then the final mushroom patch, you might not have noticed, but it's actually in the city of They gave us another mushroom patch in the city of And it's just another way to go and make a little bit more money with the Morcellos. So the mushrooms are slightly to the east of Keeley and the Forge as well. It's just a little bit south of where the rune crafting altars are. So if you just come here and you'll see the spot, it's just slightly up on the hill, and you'll just see the farming icon. So this is where Keeley is, and this is where the patch is as well. Pretty easy to get to. You can actually use the Grimoire to teleport directly here if you're looking on speed, but I'll just go here instead. These look to be dead. So these were the Z's, so I've just used Creole plants, and this is why being on the Lunar Spellbook is nice as well, because the Lunar Spellbook is definitely the best one to go and do in terms of farming. However, that is going to pretty much finish all the other stuff. So we have now completed the grapevines. We've technically done our mushrooms, although the yield wasn't great. So what we're going to go and focus on now is going to be some different stuff. So this is going to be going to harvest pre-grown stuff. So I have, in terms of all my tree patches, coconuts still there. And once you've harvested them, even when you claim the XP, the coconuts will grow back at a certain rate. And because of that, it means we can go and harvest them. Now, using the giant end means we're going to get 50% more than normal, which means we've got a way to go and rack up some decent cash very quick by doing this as well. Now, I've just banked all of the grapes, but you guys will have seen we've roughly averaged 34 on each, so we'll go and work off that. But invo space at this point can be a little bit advantageous because we're looking to go and do this. So what I'm going to go and do first actually is going to be to use the warp tinger, and we're going to go and do a selection of bush patches. Now bushes do have a lot more to them nowadays because we had some new seeds a couple of years ago. I'm going to be going after lychee because lychee is going to give us the best primal pulp. Now in terms of this, you can do different layers as well. You can then crush the lychee into primal pulp if you want to. It's very dependent on your herbal level whether you're going to get more or less pulp. But it should be a pretty decent way to go and make some more money as well. Now, because we're sort of getting on in terms of the video a little bit, through the power of editing, I'm going to go and sort of skip to when we get to the actual patches, and then we'll sort of talk through where we are. But I'll keep a track of how much lychee we've got and where we currently are, and towards the end, we'll go through it then. The next one is just west of the Varrock Lodestone, right next to the Champions Guild as well. So this is the patch here, literally just west of the Champions Guild. Nice and easy for this one. Something I've noticed as well is that with the giant ent, the ent actually sort of does the same as what the Warpatinger does. So you don't actually need the Warpatinger, which is quite good really because it's quite a high summoning level. Just use the ent for everything, and that will do fruit trees, bushes, pretty much what we're looking to do anyway, which is actually really nice. So the next one is going to be in Cruis in the Elf City. And what we'll do here, once we go to Cruis, we're going to go and use a spirit tree to go to the final patch in Exterior. And that will pretty much be all the lychee patches all done. So if you just go to these here, you have the spirit tree. So it's going to be number 7 to be able to go to Exterior. And then the patch is simply just to the west. Definitely need to go and check Miscellania as well. Not been there in 45 weeks. So that should be a decent amount of cash there. And that's going to be the final bush patch which we're going to do. As you can see, the harvest we've got has been really, really good. We've not used the harvester or anything. And we've managed to get a decent amount of lychee. Now, let's see what the price of that currently is. Because sometimes they will get to a point where they're not really worth doing, but you just need to sort of keep on top of it and just keep a check. But that's 400k for probably what was like 3 minutes work. Now, the final one, I'm going to have to go and dismiss the familiar. It's going to be fruit trees. So fruit trees is going to be the final way we're going to do it. And this is where the ent is going to come in. Like I mentioned before, I think the ent is actually better than the Warpatinger for the bushes as well. So you can always just use that as your primary way of doing it. Now, to go for the tree patches will be very, very quick because, again, I know this video is going to go on, but the price of coconuts is going to be very much worthwhile doing. Now, it's also worth checking and keep an eye on the other prices of all the other tree patches because you can still make more profit with those. It just depends on what the current prices are. But coconuts have always worked very well for me, and I just think there's a lot of money in those as well. So we'll go and pick this coconut tree, and then we'll hop to all the different patches. Like we did with this, we instantly harvest it, and coconuts in a minute. 3.8k, which actually, I take my word back. They used to be like 7 to 8k, so they've gone down an awful lot. And possibly, if you want an easy moneymaker, go and crack some coconuts and go and do that. But, so Herblore Habitat is going to have a fruit tree, so we're going to go and grab that really quick. And in a minute, would I say that the fruit trees are worth it? Probably not at this price. Like, I'm really surprised that the sort of coconuts are so cheap. There might be other things, maybe papayas could be really good, or dragon fruits as well, they could be really decent. Again, it depends on what their uses are, but for the longest time, coconuts have probably been the best, so I'm really, really surprised. And what I'm going to try and do is be as quick as possible for this as well, just so we're not keeping you guys any longer than needed. We need to go to the Melier district in the Elf City, because that's got one. So here we are in the Melier district, just proper at the north of the Elf City Buisness, and again, we're going to go and do the coconuts. Now, because we've got the Green Fingers Aura, that's going to give us a chance as well getting extra resources. The ent is coming in clutch. That's why we're getting so many coconuts as well, which is why this used to be such a good way to make some profit. Coconuts at like 7, 8k, which who knows, maybe one day they'll get to that price, which is why I've kind of kept it in the video. I was debating like, is it really worth sort of showing, because at this price, they're not worth the kind of time. But I do think like eventually coconuts will go back up in price, and there might be a fruit tree which is really outperforming in terms of like what it's giving back as well, which is always possible. So we're going to go and just do this one. Now, something I'm going to grab out of the bank actually is going to be a portable spirit tree, which is going to be a bit helpful because there's a lot of patches which are very close to a spirit tree as well, which should just make this video wrap up nice and quick with no real issue. So in a tree named Stronghold, we have this spot just east of the spirit tree. And again, fruit trees are exceptional ways to go and get some farming XP as well. If you're looking to train your farming XP, doing things like this and also harvesting the fruit with a giant ent can make sure that you're in profit really, which is actually a really nice way to kind of make sure that you're making cash while doing training. And because farming, not really, but it's expensive, it can just be another way you can make some pure profit. So the next one is going to be Brimhaven, and then after that we only have one left. So from Brimhaven, we're just going to go completely west. You can also charter the ship from RD as well. And then this is going to be the one before the final one we're going to do. So I think we're roughly going to get around 90-ish coconuts, which, yeah, is not too bad. And again, this is just pure profit. Like, you plant this tree once and it will continue to grow back and back and back until you basically take the tree out. But if you're going to do things like farm runs quite consistently, as long as you've got a giant end, these will pretty much pay for all your seeds because the trees are just so cheap. So the final one, we're going to go to the Tree Gnome Village. We're going to go and speak to Bollocky, who's going to take us out of the maze. And then finally, we can go and do the final one. However, I'm going to do the wrap up now. Really hope you guys have seen the value in this as well. I would estimate this is going to roughly have made us about 5 mil. I think the bulk of that is going to be from the grapevines, which is why I would say like the grapevines are definitely a very good way to go and do it. The Juju herbs as well are going to be very good. That probably made us another sort of 2, maybe made more around 6 mil from this actually. I think I've underestimated it a little bit with that. But things like the lychee and also the coconuts, yes, they're a little bit sort of on the cheap side, but it's just something you can tie in as well. If you were going to drop something, these would probably have been the 2 I would drop. I do think that the godly grapevines, I do think that the Juju herbs, and also the mushrooms are very good. The mushrooms for literally like 3 patches will make you something like 600 to 700k, which is really good. And in terms of this is something I've built my account on the main account for the longest time. 800k from those patches, and these, and the coconuts especially, are down in price. However, I do hope that both videos together have given you guys some ideas in terms of farming. Obviously, with things being slightly nerfed in the lower level farming, it might be a better time now to go and jump in and have a look at these kind of methods, because they will definitely pay off as well. But herb runs and also some of the things from this extra farming run are a great way to bring some GP to your account and make more money with farming as well. However, really hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. And if you want some more videos like this where we kind of delve into a skill on a weekend, let me know. I'm always willing to go and try some different ideas for you guys and make some more guides as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.